Brilliance Audio presents Into the Abyss, a neuropsychiatrist's notes on madness by Anthony David, performed by Simon Mattox. I first met Jennifer on an acute medical ward, lying in bed, motionless, literally motionless. She was lying on her back, slightly hunched forward, her head touching the pillow but not resting on it. She had a complicated, even contradictory set of problems and had stopped taking her medication. She was losing weight and getting dehydrated. She'd been admitted to hospital as an emergency. Jennifer was in her mid-30s. She was from a fairly ordinary middle-class family. Her parents separated during her childhood, and she lived with her mother until her early teens, at which point her mother developed mental health problems and became increasingly paranoid and religious, although she never saw a psychiatrist. From then, Jennifer started spending more time with her father. She was a good student and had won a place at art school. She took to photography and experimented with prolonged exposures of objects in motion, for example, trains passing, kids running, and gliding birds, all of which produced unsettling, blurry images. Midway through, when she was about 21 years old, Jennifer began to become paranoid, just as her mother was, convinced that people were stealing her ideas and possessions. She started to hear the voice of a famous film star who lived in her area. The voice said nasty, spiteful things and demanded that she cease painting or else. She felt compelled to obey such orders. He said he knew what she was thinking. There was also a female voice that she didn't recognize, and the two voices would speak to each other, commenting on what Jennifer was doing. "Look at her now. She's getting out of bed. Who does she think she is?" Bizarrely, the voices seemed to transform into the physical realm and invade her body, pulling at her sexual organs. These strange experiences are diagnostic symptoms of that most iconic mental disorder, schizophrenia. She was seen by a psychiatrist at that time, and despite attempts to help her with medication and general support, she couldn't complete her art course. Without that major focus in her life, she became increasingly isolated, living alone in a bedsit on state benefits. She engaged only reluctantly with the local mental health team, tending not to trust them. But she did accept antipsychotic medication. It dampened down the voices, but didn't eradicate them. In fact, she didn't really trust anyone. She believed that people entered her flat and went through her things, changed the furniture around, and stole what few valuables she had. She took to going everywhere with a rucksack on her back, stuffed with everything she owned, including letters, papers, CDs, and sketches, so that they would be safe. Slung around her chest was a hefty, expensive, but now battered camera. She behaved like a photojournalist without a subject, snapping frantically whenever she met someone or went somewhere new. The explanation was that she wanted to keep a record of her life so that she could, if need be, check up on what happened, who was there, where the objects were, and so on, in order to use it as evidence. Evidence for what? Her defense? The prosecution? It wasn't clear. In time, things settled down. Jennifer was looking after herself, venturing out to the shops to buy essential supplies, taking pictures from time to time, and doing pastel self-portraits. She studiously avoided other people, but after many visits, a community psychiatric nurse began to establish a tenuous relationship with her. Over the next few years, they tried different medications to control her symptoms, but the clinical team was struck by the appearance of some very marked side effects. She complained that her movements were stiff and that she was dribbling excessively. She developed a tremor, especially in her right hand, which interfered with her drawing. It was as if, by blocking the crucial dopamine receptors in her brain, the antipsychotic medication had given her the symptoms of Parkinson's disease.